Hey guys, so AGS just put out a thread on Reddit as well as a thread on Discord talking about how they're going to be going to South Korea soon to meet with Smilegate to discuss upcoming changes, opportunities, and the roadmap for the future of the game. So basically, they're going to be talking about things that relate to the future of the game, specifically for the Western version of Lost Ark. And they want our feedback for that conversation. So, if you have not already, please go to the Reddit post or the Discord post and post your suggestions about what you think about the current state of Lost Ark and also what you want for the game in the future. I think it's really specifically focused on the Western piece of the game, but at the same time, I feel like it's also a great place for us to get our voices heard and sent to Smilegate directly. So I would encourage you to include both things about the Western version and also Lost Ark in general. I'm going to leave a link to this in the description below for both the Reddit post and the Discord post. Both of them are going to be read by AGS, and hopefully our feedback from both of them will be sent over to Smilegate when they get over to South Korea. So please, if you haven't already, make sure to go and put in your suggestions. The rest of this video is going to be my suggestions and what I put in and kind of my discussion with chat as I was doing that. As always, I do this type of stuff all the time on my stream, so please come check it out. I have a new schedule starting at 1 p.m. PST on twitch.tv/MisoXshiro. So hopefully I see you guys there, but if not, hopefully I'll see y'all on the next video. Enjoy the clip. Greetings, Heroes of Arkesia. At the end of July, members of the Amazon Games Lost Ark team will be traveling to South Korea to meet with our partners at Smilegate RPG to work together on upcoming opportunities, changes, and the roadmap for the future of the game. With this trip approaching, we want to let players know ahead of time so that we can ensure their most recent feedback can be an integral part of the upcoming discussions. So they really want to take our feedback and talk about our recent gripes with the game and not things that they heard previously and really the most up-to-date stuff and bring that to Smilegate. While the teams are always reading and considering feedback we receive, we still want to take a moment to directly solicit feedback from players on the current state of the game in the West, potential Western version differences, and changes. This could be interesting. Potential Western version differences. Maybe, hopefully, this means that they will. They always have different things going on for the game from West and Korea, but there's small differences. So hopefully, this means that potentially there could be some bigger differences coming down the line, kind of like what they did with China. Other topics that players feel passionate about when it comes to Lost Ark. Please use this thread to share your thoughts, opinions, suggestions, and ideas with us so that we can carefully review and share your input into our upcoming meetings. After this feedback is discussed and plans begin to take shape, we will aim to follow up on outcomes and decisions and answer questions in additional communication. This may take some time to deliver as we work on any next steps. While the implementation of every suggestion may not be feasible, we value all player perspectives and are looking towards player feedback to help improve the game. While Amazon Games and Smilegate RPG work to align on what changes or suggestions we can pursue, we will aspire to be as transparent as possible as we shape the game's future together. Thank you for your continued support of Lost Ark in the West. We look forward to your valuable feedback. So, we can put in our suggestions, and this is also on the Discord, right? As I showed a little bit earlier, you can put it in the Discord or you can put it in the Reddit thread. I don't know if one is going to be, weighed more than the others. I don't think it will be, but yeah, I definitely think that the tone of the different stuff is going to be a little bit interesting, right? In my opinion, the Discord one, looking at this, seems a little bit more memey and a little bit less doomer and really a lot of actual suggestions. Whereas this one can kind of be I don't know, Reddit can be a little bit doomer, I feel. But we'll see. Both of them have their own degens, so we'll see. Oh, for sure, for sure. I think there's some important things for sure. And I'll put it on I'll put it on Discord. Discord is gonna be the place that I'm gonna put my suggestion on, I guess. So let's see. Hey, thanks for giving us this opportunity. Oh wait, I should close that, make it smaller. There we go. Opportunity to potentially have a say in future changes coming to Lost Ark. Of course, I understand that not all of these our suggestions will come to fruition, but hopefully this will these suggestions will become a good topic of conversation that could shift the future of this game for both the West and Korea. Additional once human, a little bit. Here are my suggestions. 1. Fix trusted status. Players are losing trusted status randomly and getting banned randomly for bot behavior. This is especially harmful to the game because any player without trusted status cannot get the free power pass, which basically cuts off a lot of new players and returning players who are looking to come back to the game. 2. While the free 5x3 and level 7 gems for T3 is very nice for players to revive old characters, I really think there needs to be a better character creator / tester for people to try out characters before they actually make them. The free 5x3 and gems are only available to characters after they have been pushed to T3, and by then there has potentially already been a decent amount of time and gold sink, or time and resource sink to get the characters there. If players can try out and get a feel for characters before they even make them, that would help new players and existing players a ton. Perhaps letting players use the Makoko Express character, what are they called? The Makoko Express presets to try out in Trixian, or character test creator, could be helpful at the very least, since that is already built into the game. Yeah, the character tester in the character creation is terrible right now. You need to give us accessory which gives us relevant stats, things like the stats from the Coco Express style setup. Yeah, exactly. 3. I mean, I think that elixir, remove epic elixirs and only use legendary elixirs. Additionally, add a pity system to elixirs. Could be add a pity system to elixirs and make the animations slash time it takes to cut elixirs lower. Give more sources of EXP. Getting to level 60 and level 70 currently is extremely tough, and I would assume getting to level 70 in tier 4 will be the same. Getting level 60 on alts. Overall, would love to reduce randomness and fatigue. There's no drama. API, need a website like Loa? Do we need it? I don't know. Like, what would be the benefit of an API for a website like Loa for us? Copy someone build? I mean, we can already do that with Loa, though, can't we? Like, it would be a nice to have, but, like, is it really necessary to have that for us? Like, I would rather them focus their efforts on other things than this. Oh, actually, I need to evaluate this. Either remove it completely and find another way to deal with bots, or give us a consistent method of regaining trusted status quickly without the confusion of wondering how we even get trusted in the first place. I mean, a lot of these were like legendary skins and stuff like that, but like that stuff's gonna be coming, so like I don't think I think like this is like an opportunity for us to like get some real like problems solved. We don't have trusted status. Can someone explain it in a couple words? Are you in a different server, Hubler? So in Lost Ark, you have this thing called a trusted status. To crack down on bots, fraudulent purchases, and scams and other abuse, we place limits on players' accounts unless it's trusted by Amazon Games. So when you're not trusted, you don't have access to the auction house, you don't have access to the marketplace, you don't have access to trading or sending mail. And basically, you get trusted status by just like, I mean, honestly, I don't know. There's no consistent way of actually getting trusted status as far as we know. Sometimes it's like, oh, you know, some people say like, oh, you just need to pay a couple dollars, like $5 and buy something in the shop. Some people are like, oh, you just need to do your first raid. Some people say like, there's like no known actual way, like no surefire way to actually get trusted status. And that's a big problem. And the biggest problem is that it doesn't list it here, but you actually can't even get the free power pass when you don't have trusted. So if you're a new player coming in, your account is not trusted. You need to earn trusted, and because of that, you actually can't get the power pass until you do. That was our Western version feedback, not overall game feedback. I think that on top of the Western, like, there is a Western version, but I do think that these things, while what should I call it? I think that while the focus is a Western version specific conversation, I think that these conversations could potentially also take place, and hopefully they take place. I just think, like, you know, it's a good time for us to raise some concerns, right? I do think that faster way to get LOS for new players. Many players get gate kept by LOS, and the new tier of LOS 26, I think, right? Great, but it doesn't solve the problem. No matter how fast we push new players with power passes, the problem of the cards still exists when it comes to gatekeeping. Oh, it's 24? Okay, 24. I mean, I know that cards are very important, but at this point, right, I think they do so much stuff to try to catch with a new player, but the problem with that is, like, they don't have things like LOS and, like, the card book in general, so, like, they're still always just going to be behind on that, and still always just going to get kept. I think the one thing that's really interesting now is that with the ability to do solo raids, newer players have more opportunities and more ways to earn money, which is great. Because before they weren't really able to earn money until they started doing some big boy raids, but now they can actually solo raid and earn some form of money. So potentially they could start getting rid of things like, you know, weekly Una's gold and like move that gold somewhere else rather than like rather than like a, you know, a weekly just like random task that even bots can do. Put it on things like, I don't know, number of raids that you're doing per week or something like that. Like put that, redistribute that gold somewhere else. Since solo raids will give a lot of newer players the opportunity to earn gold where they couldn't earn before, I think it's a great a great time to make changes to gold sources that were geared towards new players that could also help bots. Change those easy to get gold sources, i.e. weekly Unas, to some other places that bots are unable to access easily. Perhaps tying them to raids / solo raids. I heard somewhere they aren't doing it for cards because a lot of people paid for it and they just can't give it away. Oh yeah, for sure. That's definitely a reason, but I think that we need to move past that because a lot of people paid for $14.90 when that was the latest content. A lot of people paid for $15.60 when that was latest content, right? But we still trivialize that at the end of the day. So I don't think that argument is very valid for that reason. Honestly, the game needs fundamental system rewards to get new players into the game. Yeah, I agree. The problem is that we don't have anything that caters to new players. But I think that here's the issue with new player. Here's the issue with like new player content or like bringing new players into the game. If you look at what games have the most trouble bringing new players into the game, it's usually games that have been around for the long time. So a bunch of systems have been added into the game. There's a lot of complicated things in the game. It's kind of like why League of Legends doesn't really have any new players anymore. It's just because it's you know, there's so many different heroes now. There's so many different complicated things that the new players don't really want to come in, and it's super hard for them to get into. It's kind of the same with MMOs. When MMOs are around for a long time, it gets really hard for new players to come in because no matter how much catch up you give them, it just, at the end of the day, there's things that they don't get that they would have gotten when they started with the game. And Lost Ark kind of is that. Even though we've only had it for, what, 2 years? It's been around for quite a bit longer in Korea. It's been around for like 6 years. So we're talking about this is like a 6-year-old game. So there really needs to be some more ways to kind of like accelerate players more so than they potentially could have calculated or expected for that reason. But yeah, okay. Let's lock this in, boys. Let's send this in. Boom. There it is. There is my suggestions for the Korea trip that AGS has. If you guys have suggestions of your own and have not submitted it to this Discord post, I guess I can always copy the link and put it in the, I guess for YouTube. I'll put it in the description below. And also, I will send the Reddit post as well, because you can also put that your suggestions in here as well.